Hi everyone! Are you forcing down extra fiber and expensive probiotics just to fix that afternoon bloat, but finding that the more healthy stuff you eat, the bigger that balloon in your belly gets? What if I told you the very habits you think are healing your gut are actually the ones keeping it under high pressure? Let's stop guessing and look at the science of why your healthy diet is backfiring. Today, I'm going to walk you through the simple mechanism behind why your belly feels like it's under high pressure. And I'm going to give you a 5-food reset that helps you find your personal trigger instead of just guessing. Stay with me until the end because I'm going to reveal one specific category of healthy foods that surprises almost everyone. It's praised by every health influencer out there, but it might be the single biggest reason you feel like you've swallowed a bowling ball. To fix the bloat, you first have to understand the mechanism of pressure. Think of your digestive tract as a highly sophisticated processing plant. When things are working well, food moves through, nutrients are absorbed, and waste is moved along quietly. But bloat happens when that process is interrupted by a specific chain. A trigger food enters the system, your body lacks the enzymes to break it down, and your gut bacteria decide to have a fermentation party. This fermentation creates gas and shifts water into the intestines. When you repeat this cycle 3 or 4 times a day, the gas has nowhere to go, and the result is physical distension. You aren't fat, you are literally filled with air and water. When this happens daily, your brain begins to accept this discomfort as your baseline. But we're not here to chase symptoms. We're here to remove the inputs that create that pressure in the first place. The first major offender we need to address is the sugar-free trap. In our quest to be healthy, many of us have swapped real sugar for sugar alcohols. It feels like a smart upgrade. You get the sweet taste without the guilt. But here's the part the labels don't tell you. Many of these sweeteners like xylitol, sorbitol, maltitol are essentially high-octane fuel for gut fermentation. They aren't fully absorbed in the small intestine, so they travel down to the colon where bacteria ferment them. They pull water into your intestines and create a pressurized gas chamber in your colon. For the next 30 days, we're going to treat sugar-free as a red flag. We want to reduce that constant craving for sweetness and replace those processed treats with whole food snacks that your body actually recognizes as fuel rather than a chemical puzzle. Next, we have to talk about something that feels completely harmless: carbonated drinks. Whether it's diet soda or sparkling water, we've convinced ourselves that it's just water with bubbles. But from a mechanical perspective, gas is gas. When you consume carbonated beverages all day long, you are voluntarily pumping air into a closed system. For a lot of people, that pressure doesn't just dissipate, it creates a physical stretch in the stomach and intestines that triggers a bloat response, even if there isn't a bad ingredient in the drink. During this reset, your primary goal is to lower the volume of gas your system has to manage. Swap the fizz for still water or warm herbal teas. You'll be shocked at how much flatter your stomach feels when you simply stop inflating it from the inside out. This leads to the ultra-processed health food dilemma. This is perhaps the most deceptive category because the marketing is so good. If a box says high protein or high fiber, our brains automatically label it as safe. But when you look at the ingredient list of a typical protein bar, you see a stack of stressors: processed soy, isolated fibers like chicory root, and weird thickeners. These ingredients are foreign to your gut in these concentrations. When your digestion struggles to process these foreign foods, the bacteria get a massive surplus of material to ferment, and the pressure builds. We're going to implement the recognizable food rule. If the ingredient list looks like a chemistry lab experiment, it's out for the next 30 days. We want simple 3-ingredient meals where your body doesn't have to work overtime just to figure out what it's supposed to be digesting. Now, we have to address the stacking effect. This is the math most people miss. Even small portions, repeated 3 to 5 times per day, can create non-stop fermentation pressure. One gum here, one fizzy drink there, one healthy bar, one splash of dairy, none feels huge, but the gut experiences it like a constant, unrelenting workload. It's like a conveyor belt that keeps getting jammed because you never give it a break. For some, dairy is a major part of this stack. Whether it's lactose or specific proteins, if your gut doesn't break it down well, it becomes more fermentation fuel. During this reset, we pull back on liquid dairy first. We're not saying dairy is bad forever, but we need to clear the belt so we can see if it's one of the things causing the jam. This brings us to the surprise I mentioned earlier, high FODMAP health foods. It's a bitter pill to swallow, but things like garlic, onions, and beans, foods we are told to eat more of, can be the biggest bloat triggers. These foods are packed with fermentable carbohydrates. If your digestion is already irritated, eating a big bowl of lentil soup is like throwing a match into a woodshop. For these 30 days, we're going to use lower bloat vegetables like zucchini and leafy greens, and we're going to cook them thoroughly. Raw veggies are much harder to break down than cooked ones. By simplifying your produce, you give your gut lining a chance to calm down and stop the constant water shifts that lead to that bowling ball feeling. The biggest takeaway I want you to have is a total worldview flip. You don't have a weak stomach. You have a body that's responding exactly how it's supposed to when it's overwhelmed by a daily stack of irritants. Once you stop the stacking, your gut finally gets room to breathe. Your clothes will fit better, your brain fog will lift, and you'll realize that the balloon wasn't a permanent part of your anatomy. This 30-day challenge isn't about restriction, it's about a clean reset so you can finally learn what your body is actually reacting to. After 30 days, you'll reintroduce foods one by one, every 3 days, then seeing the reaction after reintroducing that food. If that food causes bloating, stop eating it for 6 months, turning bloat into clear feedback instead of confusion. So, if you've been blaming your body, stop. Your gut isn't broken, it's just overwhelmed. The fix isn't another random supplement, it's removing the loudest triggers long enough to find the real one. Follow the rules, don't stack triggers, choose recognizable foods, cook your vegetables and chew your food until it's liquid. Fast eating adds air, and air adds pressure, so pace matters. Take this 30-day challenge and track your waist measurement and energy levels. You deserve to go through your day without your stomach being the only thing you can think about. Just a reminder, if you have severe symptoms like blood in your stool or persistent vomiting, please see a doctor. For everyone else, your path to a calm, flat stomach starts with your very next meal. If this video helped you understand your body better, please hit that like button, subscribe for more simple health breakdowns. Thanks for watching.